Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Yomi Olowe from African Business Chamber of Commerce. First, I want to thank everybody that is listening to this podcast. I hope you guys can pick one or two things from this podcast. Today, I'll be talking about good business and bad business. There are many varying factors to be considered when it comes to talking about good and bad business. So looking into this important topic, we will explore everything that can make business before it becomes good or bad. So what we are trying to say is, before you can even talk about good or bad, there must be a business. Kinley Pan, CEO of popular fashion brand Morning Lavender, said in an email interview with Small Business Trend, he said having a solid business was key to getting our business started. So I want you to pay attention to the word plan and the key to the business. So before you can even have a business, you need a plan. Before you talk about business, you need to have a plan of what, how, and where you intend to do the business. Creating a business in the first instance, need a plan. Now, let's assume, according to what we are talking about, we have a plan and we have a business already. So, if we have a plan and we have a business, what is business? Or what is qualified to be a business? A business is defined as an organization or an enterprising entity engaged in commercial, industrial, or professional activities. The term business also refers to the organized efforts and activity by individuals to produce and sell goods and services for profit. So, talking about business, we are talking about our efforts, our activities, all the energy we put into something to make it profitable. Like I said, having a business involves a lot of factors, and among these factors are the intended starting capital. Before you can start a business, you need the capital. We are talking about the location, that is where you want to do the business. We are talking about the products and services that you want to trade with. We are talking about the competitor. Who are the people doing the same business you want to do? We are talking about the market, the consumer, the targeted audience, the people you want to sell or deal with. And we are talking about the relevance of your product and services to your consumer, your customer, or the market that you want to sell with. And there are a lot of other variables that are involved in starting a business. That is why Bernie Klinder said, there are a number of ways to evaluate a business, with good and bad being subjective terms. So before you can say a business is good or a business is bad, there are many things you have to consider. Sometimes it's not limited to profitability alone. There are other factors. So in general, a good business is one that is profitable with a sustainable future. A good business, profitability, sustainable future. Let me come again on that. A good business is one that is profitable with a sustainable future. Other criteria in having a good business include potential for growth. If you say your business is good, there must be possibility for expansion and growth. High profit margin. Your turnover must be able not only taking care of all your costs, all the people that work for you, and taking care, you should be able to set something aside again so that you know, okay, you are safe in case anything you didn't expect happen. Limited competition. We are not saying there won't be any competitors, but you should be able to manage your competitors and relieve and positive impact on society. Good business must have positive impact on the society, where that is where your community responsibility service coming. So, talking about good business, it is not just profitability, it entertains a lot of things. Now, we've understood what is good business. What is bad business? Seriously, it's very simple. Bad business is the opposite of good business. Not profitable or barely profitable with a poor future. A bad business will not sustain or guarantee your future. That includes limited or zero potential for growth, low margin. You will have highly competitive because most people are just struggling. They stay in that business because it's not a good business. That is why you see the competition is so high. You put all your energy and you are just doing it. And generally, bad business have negative impact on the society. So I think you can see the difference between good and bad business. It's very glaring. It's opposite. It's both sides of the coin. Why people get into bad business? Why do people get into bad business? I want to believe that nobody will want to start a business and say, I'm going to bad business, or I want to do bad. Everybody, when they are starting their business, they have it behind their mind that they want to make money. They want to make profits. So, understanding what bad business is will lead us to know why and how people get into bad business. First, there are a lot of good business that can turn to bad business if care is not taken. This happens mostly if we go into business with wrong information or without having details and facts needed, information about the business. Another reason why people find themselves in bad business is when going into business, you don't understand. Just because someone is doing it and you think the person is doing fine. And because this person is doing fine, you want to do the same thing, not minding what might happen or the consequence of what you are going to. There are a lot of people running a business that look fine. That is what many people don't know. But when you move close to these people doing fine, you will realize most of their bills and needs are not depending on that particular business because they have other source of income. They have other means where they take care of the needed bill they need to pay. Many people go into business because it is classy, trendy, and popular among the society. Not because it is profitable, especially our young people. They are attracted to classy, trendy business, even if the pay is so small. There are many businesses that are really fancy and classy and respected, but are not profitable. Or the profits are not that good. The profit may be enough to take care of a person who probably might live within the limits of that business, but will not be enough for you that will put all your entire livelihood on it. So what is good business for someone might not be good business for another person if you don't get your facts right before you go into it. So how do you identify good business? These are questions many people want to ask. Yeah, you've talked about bad business, how people go in. So how do you identify good business? There are a lot of good business out there that are not catching the attention of our potential young entrepreneurs. Maybe because it might not be trendy or classy. Better still, it might not be a such business where you can dress well or be like bankers or civil servants. Many young people care about how they look, where they work, than what they make, which is the major problem we are facing. Yeah, it's good to look good, but what they have to understand is looking good is a good business on its own. So if you really care about how to look or where you work, you have to care about what you do that will take care of that look and where you work. So many young people care about how they look or what they work than what they make. What baffles me is that most of our young guys can do anything when they travel abroad, even with low self-respect and little pay comparatively in that country. In Nigeria, there are a lot of good business that people are doing and earning cool money, but many will look at it as not attractive. At African Business Chamber of Commerce, we have a survey about meat and pepper seller, and you'll be surprised what our finding was. After we surveyed more than 1,000 meat and pepper sellers, we can report to you that they are making good proceed and they are really doing well. In fact, majority of people out there will look down on them. But if you ask bankers or those people who are looking for people to bank with them, they will tell you how lucky they are if they get any of these sellers as their client. I mean meat or pepper seller. If you want to find out, these people are not just doing well, they are making millions. And when you are asking people about good business, they will not consider this as part of good business. Another finding that we find out is people distributing bag of pure waters. When you check those people who distribute bag of pure water, they have a depot where this bag pure water seller drop this water with them, and these people don't sell in pieces. Those who sell in pieces come to them, take from them and sell. These people are making good money. When you look at these three examples of good business, do they fall among those classy, trendy business? Probably not. But these people involved in this business are making good money. So what I'm recommending is that we do our homework very well before we go into any business. If possible, we can consult organizations like African Business Chamber of Commerce for detail about business that are profitable. And you will find out there are a lot of things you can involve that money that you kept in the bank for so long, and you will do better. Check our facts. It is important that we check our facts before we put all our capital in that business. The motivation for business should be profitability, since it's business. If we want to do charity, we should be clear about it. Business, like we said, is about profitability, money making, not necessarily about how you dress or what your friend think or your family say about what you do. Because once you make good money, every other thing will be taken care of. Now, the question that comes to mind when you are talking about good business and bad business is it possible to identify bad business before you venture into it? Well, I would say it's possible. Because if you follow what I've said, the process of gathering information will unveil some facts about the business you intend to go in. You might even come across those who have been into the same particular business, who will share their experience with you. And based on those information you gather, you should be able to know if you want to go ahead with the same business or not, or if there are things you need to correct or things to put in place so that you don't end up going through the same process of those who have gone through before you. Another area that I would like to talk about is the risk. People will say, yeah, is it a good business? What about the risk? Yeah, every business has a risk. The risk attached to either bad or good business is natural. Every business has a risk that is attached to it. All business come with a certain level of risk. That is why it's called business. However, consulting before starting the business, checking your facts, and make sure you are driven by facts, not emotion. Not that your friend that you think is doing well, not that your neighbor that you think, oh, you want to do the same thing. Not those people that will come and brag about what they make without telling you what they are going through, but by facts, by those information and in-depth analysis that you have done, it will reduce your risk. And when it reduces your risk, it makes the business to give you 60 to 70% of being a good business. So, to listen more to this kind of talk, I will encourage you to visit our page on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. You can also visit our website, www.abc-africa.org or www.afbischarm.org. When you are talking about good business or bad business, I want to say, don't be scared. Good business can remain good if you sustain it. Bad business can be turned around to make good if you do what is needed. So I want to encourage you today. Stop procrastinating. Just go ahead, follow your gut, and do it. I want to say to all of you listening to me at home, whatever your business, the effort you make, may it be profitable. Thank you for listening.